So here's something I've been thinking a lot about lately, AI. Everyone's talking about it, of course, but the real question is, how do we actually make it work for our businesses? Because here's the thing. The possibilities are endless, but guessing is too risky. And sitting on the sidelines, that's not really an option either, because your competitors are also making their move. And that's why I want to tell you about NetSuite by Oracle. NetSuite is the #1 AI cloud ERP trusted by over 43,000 businesses. It brings everything together, your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM, into one single source of truth. And that connected data is what makes your AI actually smart. Instead of just guessing, NetSuite intelligently automates routine tasks, delivers actionable insights, and helps you cut costs and make fast AI-powered decisions with confidence. And here's what's really cool. With NetSuite AI Connector, you can use the AI of your choice to connect to your actual business data and ask every question you've ever had. Who are my key customers? What's my cash on hand? What are my inventory trends? Plus, automate those tiresome manual processes. This isn't another bolted-on tool. It's AI built into the system that runs your business. NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. Right now, get our free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/SPI. The guide is free for you at netsuite.com/SPI. netsuite.com/SPI. Your business is growing. That's awesome. But are you stuck doing all the jobs because no one else gets it? Don't be a bottleneck at this crucial time. Indeed is all you need to find someone with the right skills. Stop struggling to get your listing noticed on other sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post stands out right away. It really works. Sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire. So join the over 1 million companies already using Indeed. That's where I'd go if I were looking for anyone from podcast editors to community experts. Background matters, and Indeed allows me to get super specific about it. I'd want someone who understands our brand and has experience with the right software and services. The thing about Indeed sponsored jobs is that I'd get people who actually fit my description. No more digging through resumes. Plus, you only pay for results. No monthly subscriptions, just a boost when you need to hire fast. Spend more time interviewing candidates who check all your boxes. Less stress, less time, and more results now with Indeed sponsored jobs. And listeners of the show get a $75 sponsored job credit to help your job get premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/SmartPassive. Just go to Indeed.com/SmartPassive right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Indeed.com/SmartPassive. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, do it the right way with Indeed. What if I told you that the next 10 seconds could decide whether you succeed or fail as a creator in 2026? Seriously, right now, as you're listening, your brain is making a split-second decision. Is this worth my time? Should I keep listening or should I move away? And here's the wild part. That's exactly what your audience is doing every single time they see, hear, or read your content. If you don't hook them immediately, you will lose them. And they might never come back. It doesn't matter how good your story is, how valuable your tips are, how much you care, how wonderful your video production is. If you don't win the first 2 to 3 seconds, you don't win at all. So today, I'm going to give you the ultimate advantage. I'm going to give you the science, the psychology, and the step-by-step system for creating hooks that stop people in their tracks. Hooks that make them say, I have to see what happens next. Whether you are on day 1 or day 15, day 30 of your 30-day video challenge, or if you're just starting to create content for your business, this episode is for you. So let's dive in. Let's start with the hard truth. We are living in the most distracted era in human history. I don't think I have to argue that, right? We know it. We feel it. We ourselves are distracted. The other day, I was going onto Instagram to do some research, and I found myself 30 minutes later in a Pokemon rabbit hole. I didn't mean to go down a Pokemon rabbit hole. I do that on purpose other times, but this time I went there for research, and immediately the hook on the first video got me, and then I just got lost. We are living in the most distracted era in human history, and your audience is bombarded with content. They are scrolling, swiping, tapping, and moving on in milliseconds. In the average attention span, I mean, what do people say? It's like 6 or 7 or 8 seconds? 6, 7. You see how messed up this is? It's not even 3 seconds. It's 1 second. 1 second to make them stop. 3 seconds to make them stay. And here's the kicker. It doesn't matter if you are on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Reels, you are on Shorts, long form, short form, podcast, email, blog post, social media, X. The hook is everything. I've seen creators put their heart and soul into a video only to watch it flop because the first 5 seconds didn't grab anyone. I was speaking with a new creator the other day who was sharing with me his video. He said, Pat, I want to get your quick opinion on something. I know you're busy. I had the time, so I connected with him on Instagram, and he shared with me his link to his latest video. And he's like, I put so much time and effort into this, and nobody's watching it. Can you tell me why? I click on the video. The first 5 seconds are some really fancy graphics with the name of this channel. And then it goes, after 5 seconds, into the part of the story that the title is about. It's so obvious thinking about it now as a content creator, a YouTuber now for so many years, but I know, and I forget sometimes that it's completely not obvious. You might think that you might want to decorate your video with the brand name and some really fancy editing, and that might be impressive, but that's not today what people care about. And I don't think that's what anybody ever cared about. We are just optimizing for attention these days. And when it comes to somebody who's brand new to your videos, brand new to your blog post, brand new to your podcast, you have to remember, these people don't care about anything other than getting what they came there for, or the curiosity that you've opened up for them in the title and or thumbnail, or in the first, 1 second. But if you don't do that, they're out. At the same time, I've also seen average videos, sometimes even poor videos, with a killer hook go viral. They rack up millions of views, and many times they can change a person's business overnight. So if you want to win this year, you need to master the art of the hook. So let's get nerdy for a second. Why do hooks work? What is happening psychologically in the brain? It all comes down to something called the curiosity gap. The curiosity gap. Here's how it works. Your brain hates incomplete information. Just we as humans, we do not like knowing part of something. We want to finish it. We want all of it. And when you see or hear something that opens up a question but doesn't answer it, you feel a little itch. There's a little tension there, a need to resolve the gap. And that's why cliffhangers work in movies. That's why you can't help but click on headlines like, you'll never believe what happened next. The best hooks create a curiosity gap. They make you lean in. They make you need to know the answer. But there's more to it than just curiosity, right? Great hooks also use contrast, surprise, and emotion. They break patterns. They challenge assumptions. They make you feel something right away. This is the exact exercise I used when coming up with the title of my most recent book, my best-selling book, Lean Learning. How to achieve more by learning less. It challenges the assumption that the more you learn, the better. It breaks a pattern. It's contrast. It's surprising. And people are very, very emotional about learning. And that's why, hopefully, it has caught a lot of people's attention, and I'm grateful that it became a New York Times bestseller. Thank you for those of you who've supported it. Here's the science. When your brain encounters something unexpected, it releases this little thing called dopamine. That's the pay attention chemical. It's your brain's way of saying, hey, this is important, don't miss it. So if you want to hook your audience, you need to trigger that dopamine. You need to create curiosity, contrast, and emotion all within the first few seconds. And let me just say, this is not easy. This is something that takes time. It is in many ways an art. And for many of us, it is only something that we can learn by trying, by experimenting, by seeing what works and what doesn't, but also by getting inspired by others. A very common thing to do in the world of short-form video is to get inspired by others. In fact, it's even encouraged because you can stitch videos together. You can take someone else's video, a part of it, and then stitch your own parts on top of it and continue it or contrast it or counter it or show your own example of it. This is why a lot of videos that go pretty viral on a lot of these social media platforms are ones that seem to open up a question from a proven hook that somebody has already created and then lean into their own personality and answer for that. Sometimes it's contrasty, right? Like one of the hooks that I remember, it's very classic. It's like, have you ever had a girl hit you up on Snapchat? Like that's the hook. And it's like some girl saying this to the camera. Hey, have you ever had a girl reach out to you on Snapchat? Here's what and then the people who do this really well, they take that immediate cut from there, they stitch on their own answer. And the ones that I've seen go viral are the ones that say, have you ever had a girl reach out to you on Snapchat? And they go, no, but here's some music, whatever, right? It's kind of using somebody else's hook. And that's the cool thing about social. That kind of stuff is encouraged. Now, you don't want to just steal somebody else's video, but if you add your own spin, personality, twist, whatever it might be, those hooks can become things that open up people to you and who you are and your personality. So I want to give you a system here in this episode, a formula that you can use every time you want to create content. And here's the cool acronym for this: hooks. That's right, HOOKS. And here is what hooks stands for: headline clarity, open a curiosity gap, offer contrast, kickstart emotion, show, don't just tell. You don't need to do all of these in every single one. That can be quite difficult, although if you can do that, great. But sometimes you just need one, right? Having a visual, show, don't just tell. We'll get into that, but let's start at the H, letter by letter here. So here's something I hear all the time from entrepreneurs. Pat, I'm doing everything: marketing, customer service, tech support. I'm literally the head of everything. And look, I get it. When you're starting out, wearing all the hats feels necessary, but here's what I've learned. At some point, doing it all becomes the exact reason nothing actually gets done. You have this to-do list longer than your workday, right? And that means you've hit that point. It's time to bring in reinforcements before you burn out. And that's where Upwork Business Plus comes in. Instead of spending weeks sorting through random resumes, Upwork Business Plus sends a curated shortlist of expert talent to your inbox in hours. We're talking about the top 1% of talent on Upwork, trusted, top-rated freelancers in marketing, design, AI, and more, who've been vetted for skills and reliability and hired by businesses just like yours. Upwork Business Plus takes the hassle out of hiring and the pressure off your team by dropping trusted freelance talent right into your lap. And that way, you're never stuck spinning your wheels when you need a skilled pro and your projects don't stall. When finding talent you can trust feels impossible, it's easy to default to doing everything yourself. But Upwork Business Plus sources, vets, and shortlists proven experts so you can stop doing it all and delegate with confidence. And right now, when you spend $1,000 on Upwork Business Plus, you'll get $500 in credit. Go to upwork.com/save now and claim the offer before 1/31/26. That's January 31st, 2026. Again, that's upwork.com/SAVE. Terms apply. So I've built a lot of websites over the years, from my first lead exam site back in 2008 to Smart Passive Income and everything in between. And let me tell you, one of the biggest headaches has always been making updates. You have this great idea for a new landing page, or you want to test a different headline, and suddenly you're either wrestling with some complicated platform or waiting days for somebody to help you make it happen. It's a momentum killer, really. That's exactly the problem that Framer solves. Framer is a no-code website builder that gives your team the power to design, publish, and manage your entire site without relying on engineers. It works like a design tool, but with real-time collaboration, a robust CMS for SEO, and enterprise-grade hosting and security. Companies like Perplexity and Miro use Framer because changes go live in seconds, literally one click, and you're published. No tickets, no waiting, no bottlenecks. Whether you're a startup testing your first landing pages or an established business ready to migrate your full site, Framer makes it possible to move at the speed of your ideas instead of the speed of your dev queue. And here's the thing, your website is the one touch point every single customer has with your brand. If making simple updates feels harder than it should, you're leaving opportunity on the table. Learn how you can get more out of your .com from a Framer specialist, or get started building for free today at framer.com/SPI for 30% off a Framer Pro annual plan. That's framer.com/SPI for 30% off. Framer.com/SPI. Rules and restrictions may apply. The first H here in hook is for headline clarity. Your audience needs to know instantly what this is about. No rambling. No, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Get to the point. Example. Instead of, today I want to talk to you about productivity. Instead of just saying that, say, if you're wasting 2 hours a day, this is why. Notice how clear and direct that second example is. It tells the audience exactly what is at stake. It opens up a curiosity gap because it also asks why. And you want to double check to see if you are doing those things, right? Headline clarity is about making your topic obvious, but not giving away the answer. And that's the trick. That's the art in this. So that's H, headline clarity. O, open a curiosity gap. The first O is for this. Ask a question, make a bold claim, start a story, but don't finish it right at the beginning. You want to finish it by the end. You definitely want to close these gaps, these curiosity gaps that we're creating, of course. So here are some examples. I tried this for 30 days, and the results shocked me. This is where a lot of the work that we're doing inside of the 30-day challenge, by the way, A lot of the pre-work and the things that many of you are doing right now, if you're participating, involve this repeated format that is an open curiosity gap, right? 30 days of trying to do this, or I'm on day 2 of this. I'm already curious in what it is you're trying to do and how well you're doing with it. Here's another example. Most people get this wrong, but here's the truth. And already I know what you're thinking. What is the thing they do wrong and what is the truth? That's just an example headline that creates an open gap. And it already shows you, and it demonstrates how powerful it is. What happens if you quit social media for a month? It's another question. Now you want to know what happens. You're not giving away the answer. You're making them need to know. The second O, so H-O, headline clarity, open a curiosity gap. The next O is offer contrast. Contrast is the difference between what your audience expects and what you deliver. For example, you think you need to work harder, but actually you need to do less. Everyone says you need a big audience, but I built a 6-figure business with just 100 true fans. This looks like a failure, but it's actually my biggest win. That is an amazing hook, especially if you visually show something that looks like a fail or a miss. How is that a win? I need to know. Contrast creates surprise, and it makes people stop and pay attention. So we had headline clarity, open a curiosity gap, offer contrast, and now we're on to K. Kickstart emotion. People don't just remember facts. They remember feelings. If you can make someone feel something in the first few seconds, you've won. Here's some examples of other hooks that you can use to inspire you. I was terrified to share this, but here's what happened. This mistake that I made today cost me $10,000. I almost quit, but here's why I didn't. Now, it's very hard to just read those out because those aren't real things. These are made up hooks related to things that are emotional. But again, like I mentioned in the last episode, the more that you can show up as a real person, the more that you can connect and, again, share your stories, be vulnerable, bring some emotion. That emotion could be timidness and being scared to do something, like the people who are doing those challenges that are 30 days of trying to, or showing up every day until I can speak for 60 seconds without filler words. There's emotion there, especially in the beginning, because you're scared. You don't want to sound stupid, but you are doing this anyway, and that's inspirational. That's relatable. Kickstart emotion. It could be anger. Who was it? I think it was Patrick Bet David, who told a story about how angry he was going to a Walgreens and how the clerk at the counter was so rude. And he was telling the story. But then he later found out that this clerk's mother had recently passed away, and he felt really bad about that. And the lesson being, you don't know what a person's going through. So if a person's being mean to you, don't just automatically assume that they're a jerk. And I remember that story because there was a lot of emotion in it. It was real. It almost got me to root for him, but then immediately root against him once I understood the truth of that story, right? Because I put myself in that situation too, and this is the power of story. Stories are great for kickstarting emotion. That is the K. So we had H to start, right? Headline clarity. Then the first O, open a curiosity gap. The second O, offer contrast. K, kickstart emotion. And now we are on to S, show. Don't just tell. Visuals matter, and they matter so much. If you are on video, use a powerful image, a surprising action, movement, something, a bold visual statement to go along with it as well. This is where that fishing channel I follow on Instagram, they start their videos by taking a chef's knife with a camera really, really close up on a cutting board, and there's a rubber worm on there. And in the very beginning of their video, bam, they cut that worm, and it gets you to stop. It's a visual. Those things matter. And you might feel silly sometimes doing things like that, whether they actually relate to the thing or not. It's still a way to stop people so that you can actually get their attention for the next 3 seconds and then hopefully hold their attention. It might sound silly, but people don't even remember that first part after you've told them the rest of the story or you've filled that curiosity gap. They're not going to be upset at you if you deliver on those promises. If you're on audio only, if it's a podcast like this, paint a picture with your words. So here's some examples. Picture this. It's 2 a.m., you're staring at your phone, and you've just realized you've wasted your entire day. In fact, you should be sleeping, but you can't because the blue light's just on your face and it's messing with your mind. Or here's another example. Again, this is audio only, obviously, but if you imagine the visual, see if you can actually include that as well in a video. Right here, I'm holding a check for $0 because that is what my first launch earned me, a $0 check. And imagine just showing that, how much of a connection that would make. Show, don't just tell. Make it real, make it vivid, make it connect. Okay, so let's go over some real-world examples. We're going to break them down, too, for the hooks system, right? So here is an example of a type of creator who might do a fortune teller hook. Here's the hook, and we'll break it down. This is the future of home design. That's it. Clear headline, home design, right? That's what it's about. Curiosity, what's the future? Contrast, future versus present. The K, which is the kickstarting emotion, right? Excited, getting exciting about what's coming. Or maybe the opposite, maybe scared if the future is not looking good, right? And then a visual of something that relates to that, a visual of a futuristic home. Again, amazing, big, grandiose if we're excited about it. Or if the opposite's true, looking kind of not great. All right, here's the next one, the contrarian hook. You're doing your branding wrong. Or this brand did it wrong. What brand? What was wrong? What's the right way? Clear topic, right? Branding. Curiosity. What am I doing wrong? What is the wrong thing here? Contrast. What you think versus what is true. And then a slight fear as far as the emotion or challenge related to that. And of course, if possible, a visual of the brand that looks wrong. Here's one that is a personal story hook. I failed 17 times before I made my first sale. And I would follow that up with, and this is what finally worked. Right? So the clear headline, making a sale, trying something. Curiosity, why did we fail so often and what was the thing that actually worked? The contrast, failure versus success. Empathy, hope as the feelings. And then a visual of a stack of rejection emails. It could be B-roll, better if it's real life. If you have rejection letters or maybe it's a part of an email that says, sorry, we don't want to work with you. Just right in the first few seconds. Example 4, the experimenter hook. I tried waking up at 4 a.m. for a month, and here is what happened. I tried waking up at 4 a.m. every single day for a month. Here's what happened. I created a video every single day on Instagram, and here's what happened. Right? We're clear about what the headline is. We want to know what happens. Normal versus new routine or experiment. The anticipation is the emotion there. Like, was this a waste of time? Was this worth it? Right? That is the should I open it or should I keep it sealed structure. And then maybe a visual in the case of I tried waking up at 4 a.m. every day. The clock showing 4 a.m. or switching from 3:59 to 4 a.m. and then the alarm clock going off. Example number 5, the investigator hook. Here is the headline. This is the secret Japanese city nobody talks about. So the clarity here is very clear. It's like, well, Japanese city, it's secret? Like nobody knows about this? Right? There's contrast, the known versus unknown. There's intrigue. I want to see what this is like. If it's a secret, I want to know, and then I want to tell everybody else about it. And then a visual of something mysterious to go with it, right? Cityscape, or maybe it's blurred because now it creates that curiosity gap. Example 6, the magician hook. So check this out. I'm recording this video with glasses, not a camera. Right? The curiosity is there. How? How are you doing this? Glasses versus camera? Should I use this? Is this better? Is this not? It looks pretty good. Right? The visual of the glasses in action. It's surprising. Pretty cool. All right. More examples and things to share with you. I want to share with you some other common hook formats. Again, I'm just kind of giving this all of you to inspire you because you might need one for tomorrow and the next day. One of them could be the hook that you use every single day. Maybe you switch it up. I don't know. But here is a question hook. What if you could double your income in 30 days? The statistic hook. Did you know 80% of businesses fail in the first year? The teaser hook. Something happened yesterday that changed everything for me. The negative hook. Stop making this mistake with your content. The transformation hook. Before I started this, I was broke, but now I'm debt-free. Number 6, the call-out hook. If you're a creator struggling to grow, well, listen up, or else you might stay stuck where you are. Number 7, the hot take hook. Unpopular opinion, you don't need a website to start a business. Although that's, I think, becoming a more popular opinion. The visual hook, right? If you have video, start with a action item or dramatic action of some kind, throwing a stack of papers, smashing a piggy bank, walking into a no location. We did this with a friend of ours who we were helping in the Pokemon space, who was doing videos where he was going to Target and he was just kind of showing the pack that he already picked up at Target versus instead starting the videos by quickly and visually looking at the entire stack of all the different cards and collectibles they could choose from, and then boom, landing on the Pokemon cards that happened to be there that day. Just that quick change in visual hook changed the trajectory of this person's brand. And here's a secret from the pros. Don't just write one hook for a single video. If you're still struggling, if you haven't had that repeatable formula yet, try 3 to 5 different hooks for every video. I don't mean actually film 3 to 5, but maybe, just so you can see which one feels right or opens the biggest curiosity gap. You might, especially if you're doing daily, experiment with different hooks every single day until you land on one. Or you might write them out, say them out loud, maybe even record all 3 to 5 of them until you determine based on that which one you like best, and then you run with that one. If you're on audio, you could try recording 2 or 3 different intros, see which one feels the most compelling. It just makes sense to do that. And it's funny because we scoff at that. We go, oh, that's just going to take too much time. But don't you want more people to listen to your podcast? Don't you want more people to stick around? Or are you just hoping that you can just kind of create it once and not optimize it and just it'll work? You have to treat your hook like it's the most important part of your content, because it is. So here is my challenge for you today. Let's put this all together. Before you record your next video, your next podcast, write out your next email, whatever it might be, write out 3 different hooks using the hooks system, right? Make it clear, open a curiosity gap, offer contrast, kickstart emotion, and show, don't tell. Then pick the one that makes you feel something, the one that makes you stop scrolling, and run with that. And if you're not sure, maybe test it out, ask a friend, or better yet, try all 3 on a social media platform, see which one works best, and then that's the one you roll with your main piece of content. Because remember, the hook isn't just the start of your content, it's the start of your relationship with your audience. Let me leave you with this to finish up here, because I think you know what I've been trying to say this whole time. Focus on your hooks. Every creator you admire, every business you look up to, masters the hook or tries to master the hook. It's not something that anybody could ever master either, but you can get better at it each time, right? Mr. Beast spends weeks testing thumbnails and hooks before he ever films a video. Top podcasters script and re-script their intros until they're perfect. The best writers spend more time on their headlines than on their articles. Why? Because they know if you don't win the first 3 seconds, you don't win at all. But here's the good news out of all of this. Hooks are a skill. You can learn them. You hopefully will practice them, and you will get better every single time. And when you do, you will see your engagement go up. Your audience will grow. The algorithms will love you for it, and your impact will multiply. So as you go through your 30-day challenge, if you are going through it, if you're not familiar with the 30-day challenge, you can go to 30videos.com and you can start or catch up if you'd like, 30videos.com. But it's not just videos, it's any piece of content. How are people first being introduced to it? If it's an email, it's a subject line in the first sentence. If it's a podcast, it's exactly what you say in the beginning, just like in the beginning of this one. If it's a blog post, it's the first paragraph. So don't just start your content, hook your audience. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. My name is Pat Flynn. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, because we got a lot more content that's just very direct this year to help you. And good luck on your 30-day challenge. You just started if you are listening to this at the time it came out, or again, you can go to 30videos.com and let's focus on the hooks on each of your future videos and make it happen. I look forward to watching them because I am watching them. Best of luck. If you're a short-form video creator, you know the drill. Try to post daily if you can, or face the wrath of the algorithm. And posting daily across multiple platforms and staying consistent is hard. And the actual act of posting and republishing across different platforms is a massive bottleneck. Posting one video to one platform is easy. When you publish one video and you have to ramp up to multiple daily posts across various channels, it becomes overwhelming fast. And that's why I'm thrilled to share a game-changing tool I discovered, Voobly. Here's how Voobly works. If you upload your video once, great. Voobly then uses AI to generate unique titles, written captions, and tags for each platform, all tailored to your specific voice in basically an instant. Then, with a single click, you can post or schedule your video everywhere. Voobly simplifies the entire process, making consistent posting effortless and genuinely fun. Say goodbye to missed posting days. We have an exclusive, unique offer for you today. The first 100 people to sign up using the code PAT at checkout will receive 50% off your first 6 months. That's 3 months longer than the standard discount. So claim your extended 6-month discount right now at smartpassiveincome.com/Voobly and use the code PAT. Remember, this offer is only available for the first 100 members who join. That's smartpassiveincome.com/VUBLI, coupon code PAT. Ever feel like you're running your business out of a dozen different tabs? Your CRM in one place, emails in another, booking software over here, payment tools over there, and then a stack of spreadsheets trying to hold everything together? What if all of that lived in one place? And what if the platform running it actually helped you do the work? That's exactly what High Level does. High Level is the all-in-one sales, marketing, and automation platform built for creators, entrepreneurs, and agencies. You can capture leads, build funnels, send emails, manage conversations, collect payments, everything from one simple dashboard. And now, High Level's AI makes it even easier. It can help you write campaigns, build pages, follow up with leads, and even automate conversations so you're never losing business while you sleep. I've seen business owners cut their software stack in half just by switching to High Level, and increase conversions because everything finally works together. Whether you're selling courses, coaching, or services, High Level helps you build, automate, and scale without tech overwhelm. So if you're ready to simplify your systems and focus on what really matters, you've got to try this. Head to gohighlevel.com/Pat-Flynn. Gohighlevel.com/Pat-Flynn right now to start your free 30-day trial.